Mental Fox here. Welcome back to Starfield. We're standing outside of the Trackers Alliance HQ here in Akila City. And at the end of the last episode, I was standing here and just, Andreja doesn't count, but I was just sitting here and just watching the massive amount of people that were walking through this door. I don't know why, but there was just person after person after person going through this door. And here comes somebody right here. Why are so many people going to the Trackers Alliance HQ? I don't know. I don't really think that makes any sense that many people would be going there. There aren't too many people going there right now. Well, here comes a couple. But yeah, so many people going in here. Look at that. Why are so many people coming here? I don't know. What quest are we doing? We're doing one called the Trackers Alliance. The mysterious tracker who we met just outside of Sidonia told me that agent number 1 at the Trackers Alliance HQ in Akila City wants to speak with me. I probably shouldn't keep them waiting, and we are not keeping them waiting. We're going to go right to the Trackers Alliance HQ. Let's see what's going on in here. Will all of those people that we saw walking in from outside be in here?
Crabs and chunks? Yes, that is chunks.
No, I trust you, but record streak. I'm only one away. Again.
Roach!
Know what happened the last time I was paired up? I don't want it.
Roach!
This new one to... What?
Our new potential recruit. He's
Standing right here. Yeah, I said I know. I'm aware of his presence, have been since he walked in the door. I said what I said. I stand by it. And rookie, don't you dare let me down. Got a lot to prove around here.
Alright, Roach. So this Roach guy, what, he's got some record going or something and he doesn't want us to screw it up or something? I don't know. We walked in the middle of a conversation. We're supposed to talk to those people, but, you know, let's look around a little bit first. Here's one called Untold History of the Trackers. A rather dry book about the extraordinary history of the Trackers Alliance. Below is an excerpt. 2217 was a different time, just a year after the Treaty of Narayan was signed, signaling the end of a 20-year-long war. But while the war had raged, issues of all kinds plagued society. There was hunger, supply chain disruptions, economic uncertainty, and rampant crime as military and local law enforcement directed most of their resources towards the war efforts. In the absence of state-sanctioned justice, the people took matters into their own hands in the form of extrajudicial killings to deal with spacers, pirates, and other violent criminals. The growing problem of private citizens taking matters into their own hands and either getting themselves or innocents killed in the process was enough to prompt some of those vigilante citizens to band together and work with the governments of the settled systems, rather than leave it to said governments to impose their own set of restrictions that could put their livelihoods in jeopardy. Thus, the Trackers Alliance formed as a officially sanctioned way to work within the system, delivering criminals and the like to the United Colonies or Freestar Collective via an official bounty system. The governments of the settled systems found this arrangement to be a benefit, as their own resources to track down and capture dangerous criminals were stretched thin after the war, and who better to deal with the problem than elite trained professionals? On the other hand, it's also a poorly guarded secret that anyone with the resources can hire the trackers for their own bounty purposes. The system, while far from perfect, still exists today. And now you know more about the Trackers Alliance. Hey, what's up?
Man, I gotta say, being a tracker is pretty awesome.
Yeah, it looks pretty awesome. Just standing there holding that wall up.
Oh, hey! I heard we were getting a new tracker. Nice to meet you. Call me Tank, 'cause there ain't no stopping me. I'm new around here too, but if you've ever seen me run the Red Mile, you know I'm not just blowing smoke. Anyway, hit me up if you want to swap pointers, or just shoot the shit, you know?
Uh-huh. Are you for real? Who really talks like that? You You run the Red Mile?
Yeah, I've been doing it for a while. 19 successful runs last I checked the leaderboard. Anyway, keeps my skills sharp, which is even more important now that I'm a tracker. I know I don't look like much of a tracker or a runner, but I'm cool with people underestimating me. It makes it that much more special when I crush their expectations.
Uh-huh. You wanted to swap pointers? What do you think I can teach you?
I don't know. There's got to be something, right? Like, how would you deal with a target that seems ready to blow your brains out, but you know he's not in his right mind? Like he's on Aurora or something.
Well, here's our choices. With caution, I'd get him talking long enough for him to come down from his high. We could say, I wouldn't give him the opportunity to get a shot off. I'd kill him immediately. We could say, I'd have to see how it plays out. Don't want to shoot someone unless I have to. We could say, if I felt he would do it, I would end him, but I wouldn't like it. Or I could say, this sounds pretty specific. Did this happen to you? Did this happen to you, dude?
Kind of. Yeah. No, it did. Almost exactly like that. It was my first mission, and I froze up. Luckily, I had a partner for the mission. He was creeping up behind the guy, tackled him and cuffed him before he could do anything. Obviously, I still think about it.
Mm-hmm. Well, this sounds like something that would happen in a TV show or a movie, so let's pick this one. With caution, I'd get him talking long enough for him to come down from his high.
Yo, that's smart. I like where your head's at. No sense dragging a corpse back if it didn't have to be that way. And plus, if you bring him in alive, he could face justice the right way.
Mm-hmm. So you said you're a rookie. What's that been like for you?
Good. It's been good. Kind of easy compared to the Red Mile, maybe. I mean, people may be unpredictable, but they're easier to take down than the beasts on Porima 3. Heck, sometimes they give up willingly. And the other trackers seem to appreciate my work. Even the grumpy ones who think I'm too soft. But they shut up real quick when they see me in action.
Why do the other trackers think you're soft?
Probably because I'm too friendly. Almost everyone around here is either all business or standoffish. Maybe that's just what happens after you do this for a while. But nah, not me. Gotta take some time away from being a ruthless bounty hunter to be a real human being, you know? Otherwise, what's the point of it all? And it's the same with some of these targets. Some of them just messed up real bad and deserve another chance. You need to remember, they're people, and not just a picture with the fat cred stick attached.
All right. Wow, it sure was nice talking to you, Tank.
Leave no mercy, show... No, other way around. You get it.
My time is yours.
Oh.
Should you need it.
It's the Mysterious Tracker. Nice to see you again, Mysterious Tracker.
I'm pleased you chose to join us. Call me Inevitable.
Inevitable? That's your call sign?
Yes. I chose this call sign to remind me how important it is to take my time. My work may take longer than others, but I never make mistakes. And I always find my quarry. No one has escaped me in over 40 years.
Really? Wow. So, what does it matter if I joined or if I didn't join?
In the grand scheme of things, it doesn't. The Trackers Alliance will function and thrive even without your help. Nevertheless, I agree with Agent Number 1 that you could prove to be a valuable asset for the Alliance. I would rather you with us than against.
I see. Well, let's see here. I'm glad too. I appreciate you bringing me here, Inevitable. Or, honestly, I was more worried about what would happen if I didn't, or I'm not doing this to please you. I mean, you know, we're always looking for a way to make more credits, so yeah, I appreciate it.
You're welcome. All I did was extend the invitation. You decided to follow through and brought yourself. I didn't choose to recruit you, but I did the research and tracked you down. Surprisingly, it was not easy.
I see. So then, how did you find me?
I followed some tips, then picked a busy port and waited. I'm nothing if not patient. I knew it was only a matter of time before you showed up.
Wow. That's pretty impressive. Let's see here. It wasn't easy to find me. How so? Sorry, maybe I should have left a more obvious trail for you or my enemies to follow. Or being hard to find seems like a good trait for a tracker. How so was it not easy to find me?
Well, from what I can tell, despite your notable accomplishments around the settled systems, you don't stick around anywhere for too long. And following you can be a challenge as well, since it seems to be by whim where you go next.
Well, being hard to find seems like a good trait for a tracker.
For you, yes. A good tracker should be as a shadow. Elusive, unnoticed, yet ever present. For me, let's just say it exposes a vulnerability in my armor. Perhaps my skills are not what they once were.
Uh-huh. Well, do you have any advice for a new tracker?
Yes, patience is your #1 virtue. That is something I did not understand fully when I was younger and less experienced. As a novice tracker, I was impetuous. One of my early quarries took advantage of this. He would wait for me to act rashly and falter, which gave him the upper hand he needed to escape. The cycle would repeat. He evaded me for years. It wasn't until I understood the value of patience that I caught up with him and finally claimed the bounty on his head. It's how I earned my call sign. It may take time, but I always get my mark.
Well, besides what you've already said, what can you say about yourself?
Not much. I've been doing this longer than any of the other trackers, even Agent #1. I pay little mind to the claim I was the best. I've no need to compare and no ego to feed. Not like Roach chasing some asinine record. My specialty is tracking our most elusive targets, which takes longer. Sometimes months or years. I do my job thoroughly, and that's all there is to it. That being said, I rarely go on the hunt these days. My experience is now far more valuable as an agent than a field tracker.
Are you retired?
Not quite. It is rare that a tracker lives long enough that they can choose to retire. Those who do are truly fortunate. Some of us decide to continue our service to the Alliance as agents and offer our services as guides and teachers. Our experience is valued. Does that worry you at all? Does it change your mind about wanting to be a tracker?
I don't really want to think about it right now, or I wasn't, but now that you mention it, I'm second-guessing my decision, or I haven't made up my mind yet, just taking it one day at a time, or no, you're living proof and could be done. I mean, I don't know. You're showing it could be done.
Of course. Just understand that I'm the exception, not the rule. This is dangerous work, even by your standards.
Okay, well, I was hoping we would get to ask her what's the difference between an agent and a field tracker, but we didn't get to do that. So maybe somebody else will explain that to us.
Leave no quarter.
Leave no quarter.
Hey, what's good?
I don't know, man. You tell me. Over here, we've got a bunch of stuff behind glass. Kind of cool, I guess. We got a door that'll take us back outside. We've got a room here.
Behind these breaks in the silence.
This room is a restroom. Days in space. Well, we're not in space, weirdo, so don't know why you have that hanging on the wall. Over here, we got a little rest area, I guess. Why don't you get to work, Tank? It's just sitting around. Folder.
Heard you might be joining up. Good luck, my dude.
Thanks, dude. Bleak House. Great Expectations. Over here. There's Agent Number 1 just standing there. Some cool stuff in there. A door. We found the brig. This door's locked. This door's locked. Over here we've got a bookshelf. Everything's behind glass in this place. A refined rattler. The Founding Trackers. We want to read that. This aptly named book contains information about the founding members of the Trackers Alliance, including this crib sheet summary of the original 5 members. Elias Zax, an ex-mercenary who fought on both sides of the Narian War. As a soldier for hire, his only allegiance was with who was currently keeping him on their payroll. When the war ended and his services were no longer required, he turned his skills towards bounty hunting and didn't look back. He was able to leverage his connections within the United Colonies and Freestar Collective to help broker the deal that would eventually lead towards legitimacy for the Trackers Alliance. Bertha Mondu. Frequent spacer attacks plagued Bertha's homestead, which she famously defended. One day, while she was gathering supplies from an off-world outpost, spacers came and murdered her entire family. After getting revenge and bringing those responsible to justice, she turned her sights towards other fugitives and criminals. She managed to steal a large spacer ship and established the first mobile base of operations for the Trackers Alliance, a ship called the Falcon. Her story sounds an awful lot like our character's story. Bong Cha-no, a farmer assassin for hire working for the now defunct Atomica Corporation, until her employer stiffed her and set her up to be caught and disposed of. She managed to turn the tables and systematically killed the entire corporate board one by one after uncovering their terrible crimes. It led to the entire corporation dissolving within a few short months. Until joining the Trackers Alliance, she focused her efforts on surreptitiously infiltrating criminal groups and taking them down from within. Dumitru Vega. Dumitru was a big game hunter and the heir to billions of credits. After conquering the biggest and toughest alien creature he could find, he determined that the only thing left was to hunt the most dangerous game, other humans. His advisors informed him that would be illegal until he insisted that they find him a legal way to do it. And so he turned to legitimate freelance bounty hunting, and he met up with the other members of the fledgling Trackers Alliance. As such, he was instrumental in financing the early Trackers Alliance. To this day, when trackers need to requisition credits or other provisions from the Trackers Alliance supply, it's called dipping into the Vega Fund. And finally, Badger. Little is known about Badger. They showed up one day, never showed their face, and reportedly spoke few words. However, they were known for being the best of the best and held the record for bringing in the most bounties in tracker history for nearly 100 years. Reportedly, they never once let a target get away. Legend has it that they are not only responsible for inspiring the rules and traditions for Agent Number 1, but also the Trackers Alliance motto, leave no quarter, show no mercy. Anything cool in these lockers? Oh, there's some ammo here. Uh-huh. Ooh, some bread. Let's eat it. It doesn't say it'll be stealing. And since it won't be stealing, we'll take this ammo as well. We'll just take it. We'll consider it an advanced payment. Advanced payment. There's a bunch of weapons.
That align our paths.
Look how he's standing. Over here we've got...
What are you standing around for when there's fugitives on the loose?
What are you standing around for when there's fugitives on the loose? Bounty the Starjacker. Check him out. Let's see here. Target Hannibal, Eutropio, acquisition status open to all recovery agents.
Wanna learn from the best? I'm a guy.
Wanted alive, reward 10,000 credits. Neat. There's a locked door there. Requires a key. Alright, Roach.
You can talk to me later. Agent No One needs you first. I'm not going to argue with him.
Did he say Agent No One? I'm pretty sure that's what he said.
Hey, you should speak with Agent No One first.
Agent No One. Okay. Alright.
Show no mercy.
Uh-huh. Can I get one of those things that makes my voice sound cool like that? That sounds pretty cool.
You're prompt. Good trait for a tracker. Anyhow, we can talk about punctuality or we can get down to business. I am Agent Number 1, or No One, if you prefer.
Good one.
Seems you've decided to entertain our offer. Good.
Let's see here. Did you have to throw a tracker my way and scare me half to death? Or, now, hold on, don't go jumping the gun. I'm not sure the Trackers Alliance is right for me. You could say I haven't made up my mind, but consider me intrigued, or yes, I want to be a tracker. Did you have to throw a tracker my way and scare me half to death? I mean, it really didn't scare me half to death, but, you know, let's see what he says.
Understood. Being visited by a tracker can be intimidating. Despite what others may tell you, a little fear can be healthy. That being said, we devoted resources to reach out to you that we could have used elsewhere. Were I you, I would feel honored by that.
Well, I don't know about that, but, yeah, man, I want to be a tracker.
A drop of enthusiasm can create an ocean of success. Remember that. However, it is not as simple as accepting and taking an oath. You must be tested in the field and face a true challenge before taking up the mantle of tracker. Do you have any questions before we proceed?
Oh, boy, do I. First of all, why me?
Why not you? I know of your accomplishments. Your bravery on Vectera, fighting off the Crimson Fleet, made the news. You aided our Trackers Alliance efforts in Sidonia, bringing to justice an elusive target. In Akila City, you thwarted a dangerous hostage situation, without violence. Without hesitation, you saved lives in New Atlantis when one of the most deadly predators in the universe attacked. And I know about the Mantis. Do not be alarmed. That is a secret I respect and will take to the grave. I could say more, but trust that you would not be here if I did not believe you worthy.
Okay. So how is this any different from going after bounties from the mission board?
The mission boards are merely a tool we use to expand our reach to freelancers who either do not have the capabilities or the desire to work with the Trackers Alliance in a more official capacity. To put it simply, those bounties are trifles compared to what official trackers deal with. They're lower risk, lower reward.
I see. Let's see, I've got a lot on my plate. I need more time to consider this, or, okay, sure, I'm ready to officially try out for the trackers. I mean, I think being a tracker is perfect for my character. He just wants to hunt down as many spacers and pirates and scum as he can and eliminate them. Why not get paid for it? So, okay, sure, I'm ready to officially try out for the trackers.
Excellent. Before we accept you as an official tracker, you'll need to demonstrate competency.
I thought I already did this.
To that end, I would like you to first accept the available bounty on the wanted display on the nearby wall. Then report back to me.
I mean, all of those things that he listed himself as to why we're a good candidate for the Trackers Alliance, isn't that enough of a field test? Let's talk to him again.
The Alliance is strong and getting stronger by the day.
So who are you exactly? What's your story?
I am no one. By design. There has always been and always will be an Agent Number 1 to lead us. Upon assuming the mantle, one loses all traces of identity, including all of one's records and history, even gender and voice. You can imagine, many would seek to do harm to one in this position. To protect family and associates, our identity is more than confidential. It is eliminated from existence.
But don't the other trackers know who you are? Let's see. Was it difficult to give up your identity? No real name, so how do people refer to you in general? How did you wipe out your entire records and history? That's absurd. You shouldn't have to give up your entire identity. Or I understand, I hope I don't need to give up my identity. Was it difficult to give up your identity?
Yes and no. When one attains this position, ties to family and other associates are cut off. That is the most difficult aspect. As far as anyone knows, my former self is dead. Records of my life are mysteriously lost. I assume that is difficult for those one leaves behind. However, I am fortunate that I did not have many family associates or records to lose. My name was no great loss, nor were other aspects of my identity. I never conformed to gender, for instance. For me, it was an easy decision.
I see. So you have no real name. How do people refer to you in general?
They call me Agent Number One, or Agent No One. Use they or them when speaking about me, as to further protect my identity. However, that had already been my preference.
I see. How did you wipe out your entire records and history?
I will simply state that our partnership with the United Colonies and Freestar Collective comes with some powerful tools.
I see. Well, I mean, I understand. I hope I don't have to give up my identity.
As a rank and file tracker, it is not a requirement, but it is advised, for the safety of those you know. For a leader such as myself, it is an absolute necessity for the safety of the entire organization. Know that to attain my position of leadership, it was a combination of deeds, competency, professionalism, and above all, trust.
So why does a formal organization like the Trackers even exist?
After the Narian War, there were issues with extrajudicial vigilantism involving bounty hunting. The Trackers Alliance was formally established and sanctioned by the Freestar Collective and the United Colonies as a way to combat this growing problem. The governments of the settled systems hire us for our specialized skills and allow us to operate largely unhindered in exchange for holding us accountable. This mutual trust is rarely breached.
Oh, here we go. What's the difference between an agent and a regular old tracker?
An agent takes on a more administrative role, whereas trackers primarily work in the field. Often, when time and age catches up with the tracker, they become an agent, as their experience and wisdom is valued, and it can be difficult to re-assimilate into society. Both roles are equally crucial to our operation.
Okay. Well, nice talking to you.
Until you return.
Well, quest now says accept the bounty. Agent number 1 wants me to join the Trackers Alliance, but I need to first take on a bounty mission for them to prove I can handle it. I can accept the bounty at the wanted poster display inside the HQ. But before we do that, we're going to walk over here and talk to Roach.
Look what the Astra dragged in.
Oh man, good one. You got me.
What's up, Ted?
You've been doing this a while, huh? The whole tracker thing, I mean.
You could say that.
And Roach hasn't been doing it nearly as long, right? But he keeps going on about almost beating some crazy record streak or something. But like, how's that possible when you've been doing this for way longer than he has? Why don't you have the record?
Well, even if I did care about such things, which I don't, I simply take my time. While Roach is out there chasing down easier targets to pad his record, I took the bounties that required me to do months of investigative work.
Ah, got it. So like, is he not as good as you then? 'Cause that's kind of what it sounds like.
Tank, you may need to slow down and listen. That isn't what I said. Roach is very good at what he does. He just takes a different approach.
Okay, but between you and me, it still sounds like you're the better tracker.
No comment.
No comment.
Watch more than you speak. You'll learn faster.
I was wondering if there was an upstairs to this place. Doesn't look like there is.
Agent number 1?
Yes, Tank.
When am I gonna get another assignment? I'm itching to get back out there and track down some bounties.
It is like I told you. Now that you are a full-fledged tracker, you will not get assignments, nor will you be assigned a partner. You must do these things on your own. If you want to hunt a bounty, check the wanted display. If you want a partner, you must ask them. Or you can take a mission from the bounty board downstairs if you wish.
Ah, right. Sorry about that. I'm still getting used to everything here. Thanks for the clarification. I'll see if there's anything I feel qualified to do.
Tank. You need to pay attention, dude. That's not a good look. Well,
if it isn't the rookie,
and if it isn't the roach.
pretty sure Agent No One wants to talk to you.
Did you not just see me talk to Agent No One? Well, we already talked to Agent No One. He wants us to accept this bounty. So let's pick it up. The Starjacker here. He looks like a bad guy, doesn't he? Look at that face.
Well,
Look at that.
if it isn't the rookie.
Okay, we picked it up. Oh, sorry, Tank. I beat you to that bounty. Sorry, dude. There's nothing left for you to do, man. Oh, what? Now I report back to Agent Number 1? All right. Oh, and we finished this one, I guess. I accepted a bounty mission from the Trackers Alliance wanted poster display. Once I successfully complete this mission, I'll be accepted into the Trackers Alliance. But now we're doing this new quest called the Starjacker. I've accepted my first bounty mission for the Trackers Alliance. Agent Number 1 wants me to report back to them for a briefing. Let's get a briefing.
Good. You have your mission. Once you are a tracker, you may not get a briefing like this for your missions. You'll be expected to handle them by yourself.
I see. Is there a reason you don't give trackers more direction?
The Trackers Alliance facilitates bounty hunting. We don't hold hands. For all intents and purposes, you are an independent entity affiliated with the Trackers Alliance. You may utilize our resources, including our database if need be, but you cannot expect someone to be with you every step of the way. That is not how we operate.
I see. Well, what if I don't know what to do?
Then you will not make it far as a tracker. No one said this would be easy. It's up to you to investigate, follow clues, and hunt for your target. They're not always so kind as to tell us where they are hiding.
Cool. Well, I can handle that.
Excellent. I knew you could. The target for this mission is admittedly one of our toughest. Not because of how dangerous he is, but because of how often he has evaded us in the past. His name is Hannibal Eutropio. He's wanted for 94 counts of spaceship grand theft.
Wow.
We have reason to believe he runs a chop shop somewhere out in the fringes, but we do not know where. Luckily, we have intel that one of his associates, Adrastos Dakota, is currently here in Akila City. For your first mission, you were assigned a partner, Roach. He will have more information. Speak with him.
I see. A chop shop, what's that?
Hannibal's crew steals spaceships and brings them someplace where they can illegally strip them for parts, or make the ships completely untraceable. Then he modifies them and resells them, or their parts, for a tidy profit. Hence the name Chop Shop.
I see. Sounded like Roach didn't want to work with me. Are you sure about this?
Roach has been instructed that if he wants to continue in our service, he will comply. He will get over it. He always does. I trust that his demeanor will ease once he gets to know you.
I see. I really don't need a partner. I would rather work alone, if that's okay with you.
Not for this mission. Not if you want to be a tracker. Roach is there to assess your competency and review your methods. He will assist as needed. If he says you are not fit for the job, you will be denied. I wish you the best of luck. Leave no quarter. Show no mercy.
Alright, now we need to discuss the plan with Roach, but before we do that, do we have anything else to say to Agent Number 1?
There are always more bounties to collect.
Can you tell me more about bringing in targets alive?
Certainly. It's largely the same whether you're finding targets of opportunity with your scanner, taking on an elite tracker bounty mission, or going after a target of interest. After you've convinced your target to surrender, or subdued them through non-lethal force, you can register them with the system. Registering them lets either local law enforcement or a specialized tracker know to come transport them away.
I see. Who are these specialized trackers anyway?
We have trackers who specialize in prisoner escort and detainment, rather than what we're asking you to do. They have the ships and equipment required to ensure successful handoff to the appropriate authority.
And will someone always come, no matter where I am?
Yes. I won't go into the particulars, but even if you are in the furthest reaches of space, someone will eventually be directed to pick up your target.
And what if the target runs after I register them?
With someone on their way, your target would not get far. They would be charged with additional felonies. It would only be worse for them.
I see. Hey, the motto, leave no quarter, show no mercy. Isn't bringing them in alive showing mercy?
I can see why you would ask, but no. Criminals are punished by the justice system depending on their crimes. Some of those punishments can be harsh. Not everyone in the Alliance feels the same about the motto, as it's a bit of a holdover from older times. It's more of a tradition, and it serves as a reminder to never give up and pursue your targets to the end of the universe, so they can face justice one way or another.
Okay. Well, sounds like you have it all figured out.
Our system works pretty well for us.
Okay, well, it sure was nice talking to you again.
Leave no quarter, show no mercy.
Can we go in here yet? No. Only tracker ID card can unlock. Because we're not a tracker yet. Well, now it says we need to discuss the plan with Roach. Agent number 1 briefed me on the mission to find the wanted starjacker, Hannibal Eutropio. They also assigned me a partner, Roach. I need to speak with him.
You ever want to learn from the best? I'm your guy.
Uh-huh.
Hey, so, about earlier, when you first arrived.
Let's see here. Let's rewind and try to start on the right foot. I'm Mental Fox. Why should I care? I don't even know who you are. I accept your apology. I'm more worried you're going to break my streak. Or don't worry, I'm not going to ruin your streak or whatever. Dude, why should I care? I don't even know who you are.
I'm the guy who's gonna take your ass to school around here, rookie. You're gonna learn from the best. If all goes well, this next bounty will mark a new record for the trackers. If not, well, don't make me come up with an or else. Guarantee you won't like it.
Uh-huh. You, I mean, what is this record you're concerned about?
The record for consecutive successful bounty missions is held by a tracker who went by the call sign Volk. 372 consecutive bounties brought in. That's 372 with no escapes, no mistakes. Came close to beating this record, but, well, didn't. Guy was a legend around here, but don't bring him up. It's a bit of a sore spot for a lot of trackers.
Uh-huh. Why don't the other trackers like Volk?
You ever work with someone who was really good at their job, but they just seem to rub everyone the wrong way? The boss won't do anything about it because they're afraid of losing that person. It was like that with Volk and the previous Agent No One. Except Volk was just needlessly cruel to his quarries. And everyone. Even his allies. I mean, like, torturing children to draw out their parents kind of cruel. He was a bad dude. Killed the previous No One. I don't want to talk about it anymore. And neither should you.
Wow, he killed the previous number 1. Hey, you said you came close to beating the record. What happened?
I was doing great until I volunteered to partner up with a rookie like you. They ran in, guns blazing, got shot up, and we had to evac, which let our mark get away. Couldn't save him either, so waste all around. But now, I'm being voluntold that I need to partner up with you, for reasons I don't want to get into right now. So, best not disappoint me.
Mm-hmm. Well, listen, by the end, I promise you'll be asking me for tips.
I know you think you're hot shit, but if you don't have the skills to back it up, the only tip I'll be asking you is where are all the best spots in the afterlife?
Ooh, good one.
Now let's get down to business. This Adrastos guy is our ticket to finding Hannibal. We find him, bring him in, and get the information out of him. Any questions?
Have you ever gone after Hannibal Eutropio before?
If I had, he'd already be dead or behind bars. I know he's slipped away from all the other trackers who've gone after him, but my plan will let us finally get the drop on this slippery chasm bass.
Chasm bass, I like that. What if the informant Adrastos doesn't talk?
Don't worry about that. They always talk. Eventually. We'll make sure of that.
Mm-hmm. Well, let's go get our guy then.
Great. Adrastos was last sighted in town, so we're going to go out there and you'll use your scanner to find him. Once we do, we'll convince him to chat with us. By force, if need be. If you don't have any more questions, let's hit the road.
Oh gosh, it looks like I have more questions. Hey, if we're gonna work together, what can you tell me about yourself?
It's good and all you want to get to know me, but I don't see how it's going to help us right now. Let's focus on the mission first. It'll tell us more about each other than any small talk ever could. And if you still want to know more, we can talk when we get back.
Okay. Do you have any good tracker tips?
Ah, so you want to learn from the best. Well, let me tell you. All that matters in this line of work is that you get the job done. Sometimes that means skirting the law. It's usually on our side anyway. Alive or dead means you've got a choice. Don't get too hung up on it. Always go with whatever guarantees success. No sense bringing morality into it. These people are wanted criminals on the run from justice. Last thing, competition is a strong motivator. That's how I got where I am today.
Uh-huh. Do you really think Adrastos is going to lead us to Hannibal?
It's the hope. He's our only lead at the moment. Now, if the question is, do I trust him? That's a different story. But again, we do what we can with the information we have.
Why hasn't anyone been able to catch Hannibal?
Funny you ask. Until recently, no one even knew what he looked like. Despite his many crimes, he's managed to keep an exceptionally low profile. As you can imagine, it's hard to find someone when you don't know their face and can't find their base of operations. This is compounded by the fact that he never leaves a trace, and we never know when or where he'll strike next. The fact that we got info linking Adrastos to him is a damn miracle.
Well, what do you think about this mission?
I think we were given a bum deal. Hannibal has been on the wanted list for ages, and no tracker's been able to nab him despite many trying. But maybe Agent No One's expectations are low, and they just want to see how you handle a tough but low-stakes situation. For that, I guess it's perfect. I just wish they weren't intent on dragging my record down with it.
This is a little embarrassing, but how do I use my scanner to find Adrastos?
Easy. I assume you've used your scanner to find resources? Well, it's like that. Except you'll be scanning people for active bounties. I'll even make it easy for you this time and let you know when I see him. But when you're on your own, no one will be there to hold your hand. Normally, you'd either kill your target or disable and arrest him. At that point, you'd put a tracking beacon on him and someone would be called in to take him away. But we're bringing this guy with us for this mission.
Okay. I was kind of hoping we could ask him, how do we incapacitate someone without killing them? But maybe we'll learn that later.
I'd wish you luck, but we both know it's more about skill.
Is that what we know? Well, use scanner to find Adrastos in Akila City streets. I spoke to Roach about plans for the mission to find Hannibal. First, we need to go out into the city and use my scanner to find Hannibal's associate, Adrastos. One more time, Roach.
What are you standing around for when
Okay.
there's fugitives on? Don't get yourself killed out there.
Anything else from you?
The hunt continues. I hope you fare well.
Thanks.
Follow you.
Oh, thank you so much. How nice of you to say so. Tank?
Glad to be on the same path as you. Glad to be on the same path as you.
Okay, nothing new from him.
Catch you on the flip.
Good to see you again.
Thanks.
I don't mind these breaks and the silence.
All right.
Be well.
So, nothing new from any of the peeps in here, and I'm okay with that. All right, this is a really good time to just go ahead and end this episode here. When we come back next time, we will go back into the Akila City streets. We'll use our scanner to find Adrastos, and we'll see what happens from there. Thank you guys so much for joining me on this episode of Starfield. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, want to let me know, leave me a like or a comment. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.